I chances are you're using AI all wrong. I don't care what you're using it for. Most likely you're using it wrong. And I'm going to show you why and how you can use it right. It's not your fault. Everybody's been taught all along the machines are faster than we are. They can do things that humans can't do. And so we expect them to do all the work. Unfortunately, that's the wrong way to use AI. And if you use it that way, it's going to cost you. There was a study done by Jeremy Utley and Kian Gohar on the effect of AI on creativity. They conducted this study in both USA and Europe, and they really were excited about AI. They saw how much it changed their life and made it better, and they wanted to see how it would affect people in general. And they were really surprised by the result. They found that on average, people were less creative when using AI. And this really shocked them. So they went back to the drawing board, they dug into the study, tried to find out why there was that disparity, why other people were not seeing the same success that they've had and that I've had, honestly, myself. And so as they dug into it, they realized that it came down to a mindset. The underperformers, they treated AI like a tool, just like we've been taught to use computers all of our lives. But the outperformers, those that did better, they treated AI like a colleague or a partner. When you can wrap your head around this and adopt this new mindset, it's going to allow you to invoke synergy all the time. Diversity is the key to synergy. When multiple people with different strengths and weaknesses get together and collaborate, the result is greater than any one of them could achieve. That's why we have meetings. That's why everybody's pushing to return to work nowadays. Is because they want that synergistic effect. And with AI, you've actually got access to synergy 24/7 because AI has its own set of strengths and weaknesses, and you can leverage those. Now, both AI and human collaboration are valuable, and the real trick is knowing when to use which, because AI, it's way faster than any human could ever hope to be. It can type faster than I could ever hope to type. It knows more languages than I could ever know. It has more depth of knowledge than I could ever possibly hope to have. But I have creativity. I have ingenuity. I have a lot of these emotional strengths that AI does not have. And so when we leverage AI and take advantage of its strengths and add it to our own, you end up with something much better than what you get normally. This is what we call synergy. And this is what you try to achieve with AI. So how do you build a constructive partnership with AI? What does that look like? Well, really just treat it like a partner. Treat it like a human. You're going to engage in long context conversations. You're not going to just say, write a story about this. That's not what you would do with a person. If you were brainstorming your own story, first of all, you're not going to want to give up that kind of creative control. Hopefully not. You're going to want to brainstorm with them. Maybe you just want a writing buddy you could talk to and say, hey, I want to flush out this idea for this story. You give it your initial ideas, and then you ask it for opinions. Maybe your story involves a spy novel or something like that. I've never been a spy. I would know nothing about that. But AI has a lot of knowledge that it can draw from that could really help me to flush that out better. I could have it act like it was a secret agent, and with all this training and all these years of experience, and I could ask it what its day-to-day workflow might look like. I can ask it how it might respond in different situations so that I can use my creativity to apply that knowledge to my book. We do the same thing already when we're writing stories, but we do it through very long and tedious research. AI simply allows us to accelerate that. That's the beauty of it, speed. And it's going to allow you to publish your novels faster and get to market faster. Those that don't keep up with AI are going to fall behind. You're going to have these long context conversations. You're going to talk about it. You're going to express what your interests are, what you like, what you don't. You're going to provide that feedback loop. If I was brainstorming with somebody and all I did was talk at them or tell them what I want them to do, that's not brainstorming. That is just telling them what to do. And there's going to be zero value added from that collaboration. The same is true with AI. If you want value added from your collaboration with AI, you need to engage it in a conversation, just like you would a human. Just pretend that you're talking with a fellow writer and you're trying to work together on the same story. Bounce ideas off each other. Realize their strengths deal with breadth of knowledge, speed, things like that, whereas you're going to be more the creative type. So focus on those strengths and lean into them. And don't be afraid to ask AI to ask you questions. We get stuck in this mindset where, I'm the question asker and you're the question answerer. That does not have to be the case with AI. And unfortunately, out of the box, that is the case. AI will not ask questions unless you explicitly tell it to ask you questions. So do so. Tell it, hey, I want to engage in collaborative brainstorming with you. I want you to ask questions when you see problems. Get that conversation going with it. Tell it what you expect from the conversation, and it'll live up to that. Like I mentioned before, diversity is a win. Everybody's got strengths and weaknesses. When you lean on AI's strengths and you lean on your own strengths as well, you're going to end up with a much better result and a much better story. I love this quote by Joanna. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. I apologize. She says, I want AI to do my laundry and my dishes so that I can do art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. This is so true. You do not have to give up your creative control if you're using AI. You just have to be smart about how you use it. I hope you got a lot out of this, and I want to leave one last thought with you, and that is that the tools you use matter. Like I said before, ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, out of the box, those are going to be very inefficient tools. There are purpose-built tools for writing with AI that allow you to maintain complete creative control while efficiently working with large context like a story. You can brainstorm with AI, talk with your characters without having to do a bunch of copying and pasting. The AI is aware of what's going on and it can keep up with you. You can just start chatting immediately and it knows where you're at. So I recommend starting with programs like Arcane Scribe. I've got it for a free download. There's a 30-day, 30,000 word trial. So you can give it a shot and see what it's like for yourself. I promise you, if you will apply what I've told you today in your life, not just with writing, but in everything, you are going to have a much better result with AI. Thank you for watching.